we've learned here today about the sexual dimension and sexuality, how can we use this in order to heal and grow in our lives?
Looking at sexuality as more than just sex causes you to rise to another level, actually another dimension, because you're able to look past the primitive aspect of sexuality and see the whole bigger picture in the intentionality of it.
Very well said.
And also to not put sexuality like in a box, but realize that it crosses not only just physical, but also your spiritual aspect, emotional, as well as spiritual. So don't just be a little bit broader minded, and not just think of it as being in a sexual context. And then I think we should educate others, especially younger people, and even older people, when we have discussions, when we talk about it. I think we should make it a teachable moment so that, like we were saying earlier, we were misinformed or miseducated about sexual identity, our sexuality, our sensuality. So I think we need to share the information that we've learned today.
Yes.
She pretty much said at the end what I was going to say about sharing knowledge, because I'm one, when I like to learn new things and I'm very thirsty for knowledge, but what good is it if you can't share that knowledge with others? So I'm one of those ones, I like to learn and then turn around and share what I learned. So I think education is really important, whether it's in the home or whether it's at your spiritual place of worship in your church or whatever. I think we need to see more sexual education in the religious institution, so that way those that are coming up will have a better understanding of what we talked about today. So, I mean, it's unfortunate when people don't receive proper education or they misinform. It can really affect your marriage or whatever. It can just really affect if you're not educated. So, education is what I'm all about.
And one last question, because I do want to tie it into the work that we do as human service professionals. How can what you learned today be incorporated in your work with either your consumers, your clients, your youth, or whomever it is that you serve?
Well, I can say something on that. Well, I work with parents and families, mostly in the inner city, and they have been traumatized because of examples that were shared here today. Incest, child abuse, molestation, been raped or been forced to have sex with your boyfriend and you really didn't want to, or what have you. And a lot of the parents that I work with, I come to learn that they have been a victim of some kind of sexual abuse, and it really can affect them on identifying who they are. It affects them with the relationship that they're in or want to get into. Sometimes they're afraid to, I don't want to get married because of what I experienced. He's not going to love me, or I don't love myself. So I feel like this gives me a better understanding of the parents that I'm working with, and now I have some tools to kind of be able to say some examples that we talked about today to help them, and then to look for resources on how to help them overcome some of the challenges that they're facing.
Wonderful.
So for me, the taboo is one of the things. It has to be, especially within the church, okay? You will find more, a lot of times in the church today that we're just not prepared, and it's most influential institution in the world still, a church. We should be first, you know, and this is an information age, and God himself is saying he showed himself through many infallible proofs. And if you go back and you look at the words that he said, some things was hid, but I'm opening it all up now. But you look in the New Testament, it also tells you there some things I can't tell you now. So, but you run your reference, you'll see he said everything. This is a day of grace and truth.
That's right.
Everything is wide open now. He's not holding back anything.
That's right.
This is an information age. It's time for us to get it out here. The taboo has to go. The stigma has to go.
That's right.
The purpose and the intent can be brought forth, must be brought forth in order for us to start healing even before they come out of the womb, and that we be able to provide the information that is needed first to ourselves to be healed first. Okay? You can't take control over anybody else's spirit till you take control over your own.
That's right.
And we have that authority. We have been charged to do that by God. This is next to the last dispensation. It's time to get the job done.
That's right.
So we have to educate ourselves spiritually, plus naturally, in social, physical, all of that. See, it's no time when you can just jump up and say, the spirit gonna do it. Hit him and knock him out. He be in the worst of shape when he get up. Because he's got a mental problem.